Greetings adult learners, welcome to Daymap activity number 3, which is looking at doing some assessments through Daymap and having students upload to Daymap, keeping track of things using the school site. We've put this one down as an intermediate action you can do on Daymap, and not necessarily because it's more difficult as the ones we've called basic, but because you could potentially do assessments without using Daymap, but it can be very useful. So that's why I call it an intermediate, because it's not 100% essential, but it can be extremely useful, and I'll show you a few reasons why. If we go at the top to assessments, one thing I can do is have a look at what all the assessments are. So once you've made up a few, you can actually keep track of them throughout the year. And you can see that it's got the 4 classes that I've been running this year that I've had assessments for. And if I click on one, it's going to tell me all the assessments that I've put up on Daymap. So it is quite useful to have all these things in one place. These are all for the same subject. I've got whatever types of assessment I've put down. It's got the dates, when did I put it up, when did it get handed in, when was it due, what type of assessment was it, that kind of thing. And if I click on any of these links, that's going to take me to some individual details about that assessment. What was the assessment, what did they need to do, who handed it in, what marks were given out, that kind of thing. So obviously that's quite useful in organising all your assessments. I'm not going to go into that because I'm going to start instead by showing you how you will actually do an assessment task. First way is to just click on here, new assessment task. That's going to be the easiest way. I'm going to go back to the Daymap Senior Campus homepage though, because there are a couple of different ways to get into this part. So once I'm in assessments, I could click new. The other thing you could do is go into your timetable, and once you have your timetable, you can just click on any of the classes that come up, and that's going to take you to the individual site for that class. I'm just going to pause this for a second because my internet connection is quite slow. There we go. That was me waiting around for a little while, but I guess it's pretty instant for you guys. Once I'm on this site, everybody should have this at the top of their home page. So I can go to whatever site I'm looking at, and say it's the my outdoor ed class, and that takes me directly to the individual site for that class. And once I'm here, you can see I've already got one assessment that I've put up this term, but I can do a little bit more. So I'm going to click to view more, and that takes me to this page, which is similar to the one we were looking at, but it's just for this class. So what I'm going to do is make a new task. The SAC that we're doing for term 3, I'm going to put it up here so they can hand it in online. So we'll give him a name. We'll call him SAC number 1. No, I don't like that. Let's call him term 3 SAC. I've got to make sure my grammar's nice and good. And it is the climate change investigation. Beautiful. Alright, what's the class? So you scroll through, they'll have all the things that are on your timetable during this year. And what am I looking for? There we go. Outdoor Ed, Unit 2. What type of work is it? It's essentially an assignment. Alright, so this has automatically got today's date in it. I don't want that because I don't want them to hand it in today. I haven't set it yet. So let's find out. This is week, what have we got? Week 6, 7, it's going to be the end of term, so 8, 9, 10, here we go. It's going to be due on the second last day of the term. The 22nd of the 9th is when it's going to be due. Now that's just the basic details, so at the moment I can save that. And then I've got a few extra options. Assigned to students means, do I want this to come up on their account? Yes I do, because I need them to see it and upload through that, so I'm going to leave that. Do I want to know who's submitting things? Yes I do. By doing that, every time a student uploads, I'm going to get that on my list, and it's going to have a date on it. Now, what's the grading? Do I want it to be just an S or N? I would click grading. If I want to actually give a mark, I could click mark instead. I do want to give an S, because if they are not satisfactory, they're going to have something else that they need to do, but I do want to give it a mark as well. Now this assignment is going to be at 50 marks, and it's worth 50% of their mark for Unit 2. It's the only major assessment they've got. Also have the opportunity to give some task details. Now one thing I could is give all the details for the task, but I'm not going to, and the reason for that is because I have the option of attaching some documents. So the more detailed stuff that I need them to do, I'm going to put up in an attachment, but I might quickly just give them a notice. Dear students, oops, no, that was fine. Please complete the, so they would have completed in class mainly, so I don't want to use that terminology. Please upload your completed climate change investigation video by the due date. You can use the instructions and rubric attached to help you. No worries. So obviously I've got to put those attachments up. So I've already arranged for students to have these details, but it can't hurt for them to have it all in one nice useful place. So on my computer I have got stack number 1, climate change investigation. Upload. There it is. So students are going to be able to access that now. There it is, they can click on that. So I'm pretty happy with that now, and I'm just going to click save. Alright, that's all done. So I've now set up a new task for students to submit their work online. So that's all sorted. Now the other thing I'm going to show you is what do you do once you have set a task and students have actually handed those in. So let's go back to just go back to the Senior Campus homepage. And now that we're here, I'm going to go to another assignment which I've already set through Daymap, so I can show you how we actually mark it and publish those results for students. So you can see the one that I've just put up there is now there, climate change investigation, but what I can do is click mark, and that will take me to a previous assessment that I've put up, and you get a page that looks like this. So if you've just set an assignment, it's been the due date, they've handed it in, you're going to have a list of your students. Now in this one, most of the students actually printed it off and handed it in, which was a little bit silly. It was a bit of a waste of time, but that's what they did. So I've just clicked receive here. That's what you know what? Not at the moment, it's an old one. You can click here, and by clicking received it will come up with the date. But if a student uploads a document, which Jared's done here, he's put 2 of his documents up here, which is his assignment, it automatically puts the date in. So I can go through and give a grade. So all these students have got an S because they've done a good enough job. These ones haven't yet got an S, and I need to catch up with them and sort something else out. And the other thing I do is put some brief comments. Now, what you need to do in order for that to work is once you're, hang on a sec. Just get out of this one. There we go. So that's the mark part of it, but what you can make sure that you do is when you've got the details for this assessment open, you'll see that there's a part down the bottom that says publishing. When do you want the results to be published to students? So you can click a date. You can leave that blank to start off with, but then once you put a date, which is the 30th of August for me, that means as soon as that date comes around, everything that you've put in gets published to students. So they can see their mark, they can see the comments that you've given them. So that is how you set an assessment, mark an assessment, and make sure that the results get out to students. So I'm all happy with that. That's done. Nothing else needs to change there. It's all sorted. So now I've got a couple of assessments which students can use, and I know how to mark it, and it's all sorted. So what you can do for the rest of this session, if you'd like, is work out an assignment that you've got coming up. There's going to be some kind of assessment that everybody's got for this term, and just have a go at publishing it online. And even if it means that you want to click the button and not actually publish it for students at the moment, that's fine. You can just have a go at putting it up and fiddling around with all the details and just having a bit of a play. And if you like it and it works, you can start doing the rest of your classes. Thanks very much for watching my little video, guys, and enjoy the rest of your session. Goodbye.